So, good morning to all of you. This is Seema Singh, your computer teacher. Last class, I had already sent one part of this chapter. The video was sent to all of you, where it was told about what are peripheral devices, which was basically a combination of input plus output and secondary storage or any storage device. Okay. So now we had completed about input and output devices. I hope now it's clear to all of you what are input devices and what are output devices. Now we are going to start with secondary storage devices. So let's start with that. Basically, secondary storage devices are used due to the limitation of your primary memory. And what are those limitations of primary memory? They are small in size, sometimes they are volatile by nature, and we cannot store the data permanently over there. That's why we have to use secondary storage devices. Now, if you will compare secondary and this primary memory, then many advantages are there. No doubt, your CPU reads the data from secondary storage devices at a slow speed in comparison to primary memory. Here, secondary storage devices, you store your data permanently. You can increase its size. You can have a big amount of memory for storing your large amounts of data, and at the same time, it can store your data permanently since it is not volatile by nature. Okay, so let's start with some of the examples of secondary storage devices, where the first one is your hard disk. Okay, so hard disk is inbuilt in your system, which is used for storing large amount of data, or most of the data which you store permanently, it goes to hard disk. Okay, so sometimes you must have heard that your hard disk is crashed and you want to recover the data. So your hard disk is there, which stores all your program files, everything is there inside that. Okay, and here the acronym for a hard disk is HDD, which stands for hard disk drive, or sometimes it is also known as HD or Winchester disk. And what is the history means, it was introduced in the year 1954 by an IBM team led by Ray Johnson. So this is just the history of hard disk, how it came into existence. Now we'll talk about the structure configuration of hard disk. You all have seen different types of CDs. When you will stack all these CDs on top of each other, stack means on top of, like plates are kept in different dinner parties and all on top of each other. Same way when discs are kept on each other, this will be the structure of your hard disk. So many discs are there and all are kept on each other, and these collection of discs are known as platters. Okay, each platters require two read-write heads, one for each side. All the read-write heads are attached to a single access arm so that they move independently. Okay, on both the sides data is coded, and you all know that when your processor will start reading the data, it will be read with the help of a read-write head. So each and every disk of the platter will have that read-write head on both the sides. So there will be two read-write heads per disk. Okay, now every disk will be divided into different tracks, and where the track location that cuts all across all the platters across will be known as a cylinder. So this is the basic your configuration or architecture of your hard disk. Next, some of the properties, very important. First one, it is coated with magnetic material. Because of that only it is very hard and it's not flexible. You cannot break it easily. Okay, it's very hard. Then it is having a large storage capacity. It can store up to 8 terabytes of data. Next thing, I've already told that it is having one read-write head attached to both the sides of the disk. Per disk, it will have two read-write heads. So when the data will be read from those disks, the disk will start rotating. It depends, means the speed with which the processor reads the data, it depends on the rotation, with what speed the disk is rotating when the processor is trying to read the data from it. So the speed of the disk vary from 5400 to 15,000 rotations per minute. It varies, means some can have 5400, then 5600, then 6000. This will vary up to 15,000 rotations per minute. Next comes CD-ROM. You all have seen the CD-ROM. CD-ROM drive is used for reading the data from CD-ROMs, and it stands for compact disk read only memory. You already have read about ROM, where the property was that once the data is recorded, you can only read it from there. You cannot change it, you cannot add some more data to it. It's not possible in case of ROM. So compact disk read only memory is also a variation of that only. Read only means you cannot change the pre-recorded information stored on the disk. It is a type of optical disk capable of storing a large amount of data, though it will come in comparison to hard disk, obviously it will store less amount of data. Today, most of the softwares like audio, video, graphics, and multimedia presentations are found on CDs. The data from a CD can be accessed using a CD drive. Here, one more important thing you will come to know. You must have seen two sizes of CDs in the market. CDs come in two sizes. Standard size, which is commonly found, is of 120 mm diameter, and a mini CD is also available, which is 80 mm in diameter. Then two types of CD-ROMs are available. One is CDR and another one is CDRW. See, in CDR, it is recordable only. Means, suppose the storage capacity of your CD is about 100 of MBs and you have used only 50 MBs. The rest of 15 MBs cannot be used because it is CD recordable only. Okay. But if you're using a CD rewritable, the leftover memory can be reused. Okay, that is the difference. So CDR is compact disk recordable. These disks can record data only once, but can read data over and over again. I hope you have understood the difference. Only once you can record the data, but reading can be done any number of times. Next, we have CDRW, which stands for compact disk rewritable. Here, any amount of data afterwards also can be reused. Like as I told, 100 MBs are there, 50 MB you have used on Monday. Then on any other day, you can rewrite the CD again. And no doubt it can be read number of times also. Next is DVD. It is similar to your CD-ROM only, but it can store about 6 times more data than a CD. And here variations of how come it can store. Look wise it will be similar to your CD only, but since it comes in two versions, double-sided and single-sided, means two layers can also be there for recording the data. Here one thing you must know that it is also known as digital video disc. So if somewhere it is written digital video disc and somewhere it is written digital versatile disk, no need to worry, both are same. Okay, it can store high quality audio, video and other kinds of digital information. It is available in single and double sided versions. A DVD can store 6 times more data than a CD. Yes, another thing, as I told that reading data with the help of processor from secondary storage devices is slow. In DVD, it will be slower in comparison to DVD. And here it will be faster in comparison of CD. That term is your data transmission rate. So data transmission rate of CDs will be slower and DVDs will be faster, approximately 15 times faster. Okay, then a DVD can hold about 4.7 GBs to 17 GBs of data. Like a CD-ROM, a DVD is also available in many versions, as there it was CDR, CDRW. Here also DVD-R, DVD-RW, and the same difference. DVD-R only it can be recorded once, but it can be read number of times. But in DVD-R, it stands for digital versatile disk rewritable. It means you can erase and reuse the DVD again and again. Yeah, here one more thing which you must know, that it has two additional formats, which is plus R and minus R. Here means the storage doesn't affect by these two formats. Basically these formats are how the laser beam is used for reading the data from the disk. So these two methodologies are there, DVD R minus R and DVD plus R. Next is your Blu-ray disc. Here again just that may follow that chain only. CD less storage, transmission rate was slower. So now comes Blu-ray disc. So in Blu-ray disc, It is also a type of optical disc format, but it is in quality, in comparison to your DVD, quality is better, audio quality is better, video quality is better. Like in DVD ROMs, you could play your CDs also, same way in Blu-ray disc drives, you can play your DVDs also. Okay, and it can also store about 6 times more data in comparison to DVD. And another, it is also very toughened material. It is also made up of very toughened material, and it is very difficult to put scratches and all on the Blu-ray disc. So let's start reading about it. Blu-ray disc is a new optical disc format that is rapidly replacing a DVD. This format was developed to enable recording, rewriting, and playback of high definition video, as well as for storing large amount of data. The name Blu-ray disc, you know why it is? Because for reading data from Blu-ray disc, blue violet laser light is used. But in previous one, green light was used. Here Blu-ray disc name because blue laser light is used. Now some of the advantages which I have already discussed, let's read it once. Largest capacity, it can hold up to 25 GBs of data on a single layer. Yes, this is also available in two variations, double-sided and single-sided. So layer comes there only. It can hold up to 25 GBs of data on a single layer and 50 GBs of data on a dual layer disk. Blu-ray disc can also store 6 times data, 6 times more data in comparison to DVD. Next, maximum picture resolution. Quality of the videos will be, a high definition video will be up to full 1080p, which is much more in comparison to your DVDs. Basically, these are used for 3D movies and all. Then uncompressed surround sound. Here sound quality is also better in comparison to DVDs. As backward compatibility means backward, what was the previous disc? DVD. So using your Blu-ray disc, you can also read your DVD libraries. Last one, disc robustness. Breakthroughs in hard coating technologies enable Blu-ray discs to offer the strongest resistance to scratches and fingerprints. So this was all about your Blu-ray disc. Next comes flash drive, which you all are frequently using. Flash drive means pen drive, or another name is your thumb drive. It can store up to 2 TBs of data. More variations will come where more storage you will get. It is a small and portable flash memory. Portable means it can be easily carried from one place to another. Mainly used to transfer audio, video and data files from the hard drive of one computer to another. And you know where it is inserted? On the USB port of your computer. You must know the full form of USB. It is Universal Serial Bus. You can write it somewhere if possible. Universal Serial Bus. Then it consists of a small PCB which contains the circuit elements and a USB connector that is electrically insulated and protected inside a plastic, metal or rubberized case. It is also known as pen drive or thumb drive and is available with storage capacity of up to 2 TBs of data. So this was all about secondary storage devices. Write down in brackets somewhere in your book that it is also known as auxiliary memory, external memory and secondary memory. Most important question from this part can be, which is not given in your book, differentiate between secondary memory and primary memory. So many points are discussed. You can frame the answer your own. Okay, after this the exercise is there where fill in the blank, state true false can be done by yourself. What are peripheral devices? Give some examples. What is a scanner? What are its types? What do you understand by a monitor? Define pixels. What is HDD? Briefly explain its configuration. Means all those platters, the track, cylinder, everything you have to explain in this. Okay, so thank you to all of you. I hope you can now do the exercise your own, and wherever you have doubt you can ask me, and if you have more doubts I'll try to share the answers also. So thank you and have a nice day.